Capricorn Sun and Moon, and welcome to your 2022 yearly reading. Today we're going to break down your 2022 and see what it has in store for you. So this is a reading I did for myself on my birthday just to get an idea of my year ahead, see kind of what was in store for me and break it down a little bit. So how this reading will work is we're going to get an Archetypes card from the Archetypes deck to get that big overarching theme for you for 2022. And then we'll break our year down into 4 different parts. We'll get a tarot card for each quarter and clarify it with an animal spirit deck card in order to really see what's going on. So this reading I also call the Wild Unknown reading or the Kim Krans reading because all 3 decks are authored by her and come from her Wild Unknown series. So love these cards a lot. So let's get started and see what we have in store. So I'll start with our Archetypes card here. Let's get them out. Okay. Archetypes deck, please give me the theme for Capricorn for 2022. Capricorn, Sun, and Moon. Give me the theme for them for 2022. One card, please. What's Capricorn's theme for 2022? Okay, come on. One card, please. The theme for Capricorn for 2022. Thank you, finally. The Medallion. So that is one of the tool cards. It's cool to look at it on the camera here because it's that medallion's very bright, right? Yeah, this way. There we go. Very bright. Okay, Capricorn. So the medallion here is a... it also can be called like an amulet or a talisman, an heirloom, something that has value of some sort, where it could be material wealth, it could be emotional. There is some tangible object that was given to you by a loved one, a family member, that you received at a special place, something like that, that holds a lot of value to you. And what I'm kind of being more drawn to is this like line of ancestry, kind of more inheritance and familiar traditions and genealogy. So maybe there's something kind of passed down through your family line or something that has a lot of importance to a grandparent or ancestor, somebody like that, because there is a lot of power and energy in something like the medallion, right? Medallion of sorts. There is... Objects, in my opinion, do tend to hold energy. At least they hold value or are representative of something, right? So in terms of the medallion, I feel like there's this ancestral aspect to it where you are being called to look at your family line, potentially your ancestry, your generational issues and traumas that have been passed down through your family, whether to be resolved or to let go of. Finally, there are pieces where something you're holding on to potentially might be time to let go of it. It could be in terms of the full ancestral line or just something personal in your life too, something you've been holding on since you were a child, right? That represents maybe a childhood friend, but that's energy no longer serves you anymore, right? So that's something to kind of look at with the medallion here in our life for what the objects that we are holding on to, what kind of energy do they have, and is that something we want to keep in our lives, right? So something, for example, maybe that I got passed down to from my grandmother, for example, maybe it represented her, I don't even know how to kind of describe what I'm feeling. Either way, it could be energy that we maybe don't want anymore. So maybe I get rid of that family heirloom, sell it or pass it on to somebody else because the energy does not serve me anymore, or I don't want to be the one to hold on to that energy. Because with the holding on to more sacred objects like this, right, that have this value in a larger context, comes some responsibility there, and you have to decide if that is something you're willing to take on or if it is time to let go of it. So just something to keep in mind for your year. Let us see how this progresses through each of your quarters of your 2022. Be very interesting to see how this works. So we'll start with our tarot here, get our first card. Wild Unknown Tarot, please give me the first quarter card for Capricorn for 2022. Sorry about the cars. They're kind of loud this time of day. First quarter card, thank you. Is that upright or reversed? That is reverse. Okay. So Father of Swords in reverse. Now we'll get our clarification card from the Animal Spirit deck. Animal Spirit deck, please give me clarification on Capricorn's first quarter with Father of Swords being in reverse. Clarification on the Father of Swords in reverse for Capricorn. Thank you. Elephant. Ooh, okay. There's some strong energy here, Capricorn. Not a surprise for you, though. So Capricorn, in your first quarter here of 2022, we definitely have a lot of wisdom energy that is popping out here with our two cards. Father of Swords, the swords representing our mind and the air element, coming out in reverse, however. But our elephant here, elephants are always described as wise creatures, right? They are very, very smart creatures. It is a fire elements card here, so there's lots of power coming out with the elephant here. We see the fire that is being held by the elephant's trunk. Most likely this is going to be a male as well, depending on the test, even though I think it's African elephants, both male and female have tusks. I think Asian elephants, only the males do. Just most likely it's going to be more of a masculine energy coming in, and especially with our Father of Swords here too, right? So you're kind of taking a look at your life and seeing what serves you, right? Because you're trying not to take advantage of the situation you're in. That's Father of Swords energy. It's more prone and more likely to happen with it coming out in reverse. That wisdom potentially being used in a more negative way. However, our elephant here does help balance this energy out for a negative Father of Swords, because our elephant destroys obstacles and creates them at the same time, but it's always done through wisdom. So destroying the obstacles in our path through this very intense, powerful energy. But that creation of obstacles comes in too, because it's the elephant creates obstacles in order to help guide us in the right direction here, right? So, you as a Father of Swords coming in reverse here in our first quarter are taking a step back and looking at your life and you're maybe not thinking as clearly as you usually are, not thinking as sharply, acting with as much wisdom, but you are clarified by the elephant who has a lot of wisdom to it, and are trying to clear your path out, trying to find your right path amongst all of your trials and challenges that you're working through here, right? So the elephant calls for you to have trust in fate and listening to your intuition, though you're listening to it in the proper way, so we don't fall into this Father of Swords and use our perception and intelligence in the wrong way here in the beginning of 2022. Straighten those out a bit. So again, coming in, tying into our medallion card here, right? Reevaluating, perceiving the energies that are around us, perceiving something that we are holding on to, and whether or not it is still serving us, if it is still something that is part of our fate or destiny to work through and handle, or if we decided to hold on to it when it's something we should have let go of instead, right? Letting elephants destroy this obstacle in our life to help get us back on the right path, on our right journey here. Okay. So let us hop into our second quarter here, see what we got going on. Okay, Capricorn, second quarter card, please, tarot, for our Capricorn for 2022. Second quarter card, please. Nope, too many. One card, please. Thank you. Okay. 8 of Cups. Okay. And then clarification, please, for the 8 of Cups for Capricorn for 2022 second quarter. Clarification on the 8 of Cups, please. Thank you. Dragon. Nope. Start again. Too many cards. One card, please. One card, please. Clarification on the Eight of Cups. One card, please. Thank you. Okay, Gazelle. One card. More fire energy there. So Capricorn, as we come into your second quarter here of 2022, we got the Eight of Cups clarified by the Gazelle. So our Gazelle, it can be a very vulnerable card, a very vulnerable creature. However, when it is safe and taken care of, it can see a lot of beauty in the world. It can run freely. It's not a bad energy to be in, so it's interesting that it's coming in to clarify our Eight of Cups here. So, and we don't want to be in this hyper vigilant energy of a gazelle, right? So the gazelle trying not to be hunted, right? We don't feel safe in this Eight of Cups energy here as we're moving into our second quarter of our 2022, right? So our perception, our wisdom that was coming through in our first quarter of 2022 coming into the Eight of Cups here. But it's also calling us, right, they kind of complement each other for the fact that, like, with Eight of Cups, you are what is here, right? If we're in this situation in front of us, everything's broken, right? There is nothing left here for us, so it's time to move on, right? So with the gazelle energy being very hyper focused, hyper vigilant on the situation, it can't enjoy what's around them and actually be in the present moment, right? So this present moment, talking about tying back into our medallion card with like what we need to let go of, what we need to move on from, right? So Eight of Cups for sure being more of that process for let's move on from this, let us progress forward, because what is here is no longer serving us. It does not offer us anything. All of the cups are broken, so we can't be nourished, we can't be fed, we can't be emotionally fulfilled for the situation we're in, right? So realizing what we have in this present moment with the gazelle and knowing that there is more for us. We just have to move forward, move on, and enjoy and appreciate, be grateful for what we do have, because there is, in this particular situation that you're looking at, Capricorn, in 2022, in the second quarter, that particular situation doesn't have anything left for you. So we have to move on, right, and find new pastures, find go over the next mountain hill, into that next mountain range, into the next valley, and find more for us here, right? That could be that elephant energy coming in and creating obstacles for us. I can see that elephant smashing all these cups here, right? Getting rid of this, getting rid of the obstacles in the path here, the things that are blocking us from moving forward, moving on, as we progress through our 2022. Definitely some interesting energy there to force us to move on, right? So we don't want to stagnate in this Eight of Cups energy, because there's nothing left here for us to use and be in. Okay, Capricorn, let us move into your third quarter here and see if that helps kind of clarify the second quarter. This is a very interesting bit of energy here. So it makes sense, but it's a little confusing too. So let's see if the third quarter helps clarify it out at all. If we can see the progression line through. So Tarot, please give me the third quarter card for Capricorn for 2022. One card, please. Third quarter card for Capricorn for 2022. One card, please. Up. Okay. There. Death. Okay. There we go. So we're being forced into this transformation process here, right? So everything is broken, and then we are being forced to let it die, let it progress. But let's get our clarifying card from the Animal Spirit deck on death, please. Upright death, give me the clarification card for Capricorn's third quarter 2022. Clarification of death, please. One card, please. One card, please. One card, please. Thank you. Panther. Okay. More fire energy. Look, so 3 fire cards here for you, Capricorn. Okay, Panther is definitely another kind of destructive card, but destructive in a good way, same as the Elephant, where it will destroy the obstacles that are in front of us that are no longer serving us. So, um, Capricorn, what it feels like is something happens here. Situation changes for you here in your second quarter of 2022. This is January, February, March, April, May, June, sometime in those 3 months, or maybe a little bit beforehand as you come into this energy here. Something stops serving you, stops being good for you anymore, and no longer provides anything to you. And you were definitely aware of this ahead of time. You were aware of it because of we have this wisdom energy in your first quarter. So something to do with this medallion. This, I think, again, it feels like ancestral line, something with your family, genealogy. You recognize something that is not working that you want to let go of through this medallion, something that's forcing you into the traditions and the structure of your family unit. Potentially you are aware of that process and you see that it doesn't serve you anymore, that there is no life left for you here, that you need to move on, be in the present moment, be grateful for what you have. And then we come into the third quarter here where if you haven't already begun this process letting it go, the universe helps you do it. So this is July, August, September here. July, August, September, this third quarter is going to be very interesting for a lot of zodiac signs. I've gotten through a good portion of the zodiac readings now, and the third quarter is a very intense one for a lot of the different signs. I'll have to go back through and figure out who it's happening to, because that might tie into some astrology here. But so death card, right? Death is pretty obvious to read sometimes, and then there's lots of hidden pieces to it as well. But there's definitely a death of something that happened, a death of a situation, something that you need to let go of and transform. And the Panther helps us force that energy a little bit, force us into that situation of letting go. The description for Panther in the Animal Spirit Guidebook says annihilation of the unnecessary. So again, that's why I was comparing it to the elephant here for another card of healthy destruction, right? So the Panther comes in, the way the book describes it, for wreaking havoc, destroying all that is not necessary, same as the elephant, right? For destroying obstacles or creating the obstacles. Because what happens to us as we're working through this process here, we have to let go of something. We have to let it die. It has to be destroyed. Harsh wording for sure, I know, kind of intense wording, but it has to be taken out of our lives, Capricorn, because of course you as a earth energy are quite stubborn. So sometimes in my experience with other Capricorns, this is the only way for you to change sometimes too, right? You're very slow to change. And sometimes the only way for you to change is for it to kind of be forced into it a little bit. And the universe is coming in to help you with that process here. So we see it again with the elephant, with the panther, definitely with a ton of fire energy here, right? All three of these cards, the symbol on the top here, those are all fire cards here. So with the death, that's if it hasn't happened already, definitely feels like it'll happen here at this third quarter here for you. So the death of the thing that no longer serves you, so the situation you need to let go of through this panther energy, through this death energy, and allowing a transformation to happen here, right? So if you fully embrace the energy that's happening to you in this third quarter and before, to let the thing that no longer serves you die, to move forward, and let it transform you, having all this space for all this new stuff, right? For everything, you have to pick up some pieces for sure, right? Because the elephant's going to be destroying things, the panther's going to be destroying things. But you'll have definitely some pieces to pick up, some destruction to clean up, but it's going to, and throw away. You have to throw away everything that's been destroyed. But once you do that, you'll have so much space and newness, allowing new things to come into your life. You'll have so much room for a lot of things because you've gone through this death process. Moving on from what no longer serves you, what doesn't give you nourishment, what doesn't provide anything for you, actually finally letting it die and transform and move on. So that way new life can grow here. More things can come out of it. So if this is how I suspect, then we should end up with some decently positive cards here for your last quarter. So let's see. Okay. Well, I don't know, Tarot, please give me the fourth quarter card, last quarter of 2022 for Capricorn. Thank you. Okay. Okay, 9 of Wands. Okay, clarification card for the 9 of Wands, please, for Capricorn's last quarter of 2022. Thank you. Starfish. Starfish and the 9 of Wands. So Capricorn, at the end of your 2022 here, we definitely are getting into some more positive energy here. We've gone through a big death process here earlier on in the year. And there's a little bit more left here for you to finish up. This 9 of Wands is coming towards completion, right? We're climbing all these stairs here and we're getting to this final end goal. But obviously we're quite tired. We feel we're trying to not get lost. Starfish talks about a feeling of emptiness and finding that true, deeper inner calling again, right? So we've gone through this full death process, right? So we have so much space, but with that, us not being filled with those same things that were destroyed by the elephant and the panther here, we might end up, we're trying not to feel empty, right? That starfish for being very shallow, things just kind of being apathetic, because especially too, we're very tired, cleaning up all the destruction that has happened in our lives, right? We are very weary because we've been climbing all these steps and we feel like we've been going for such a long time and it doesn't quite feel like everything's going to change. But what the cards are saying here at the end of your 2022 is you're almost there, right? So you're being called to go just a little bit further, to really get deep inside yourself, get deep inside, maybe finding a new medallion, right? Finding a new interior, something new inside to look. Actually, hold on, look real quick at this. Look at the orangey color here and that kind of orangey color here. That's kind of interesting how that's caught my eye. That matches here, right? But you're being called to just that little bit more. So, right, you are, as a Capricorn energy, you're very slow to change through your earth energy that you represent, right? But you also have so much determination and power too. So it's funny, as we're looking through, there's fire, water. Finally, it's like all this fire being doused, right? You're burning so hot for so long and building, and then you got doused and it's all just smoke right there at the end. But this was not sustainable energy too at the same time. So that's why it had to be kind of doused, and you have to dig back into those ashes, that rebirth process again, right? Digging into those ashes, that phoenix coming out of the ashes and rebirth, to figure out what's actually important to you at that core and that center, right? Through this generational process, through these things you're letting go of in your life that have died and moved on, and you're moving on through what's actually important and what you're holding on to, right? Through this medallion piece, because you're climbing, and you're almost there. Almost there. Like literally, it feels like probably right in this first quarter of 2023, you're finishing it up and you're going to hit it. So 2023 is probably going to be a really interesting and awesome year for you, Capricorn, because you've done all this big transformation, death process, rebirth process through 2022 here. So in the end for you, Capricorn, it's a call to figure out what actually truly resonates with you, what's at your core here. Because once all the everything is cleared out. So all the things that don't serve you are destroyed, and all that you've done all the work. There's a lot of work here, a lot of effort to clear all of it out. The room feels empty, right? But that's when you have to start to notice, see what's still here, right? You come across a new medallion, you've let go of the one that doesn't serve you anymore, you've gotten rid of it at this point, but you find one that you forgot you had, a medallion that you thought you had that was passed down from a different side of your generational line or given to you by a friend, right? That actually shows those values, deeper values that you do actually hold dear to yourself, that actually matter to you. Because you've let go of everything else, you're able to actually see what's truly at this core here. With the starfish energy, you put in all this work, right? So it'll pay off. This is what this Nine of Wands is talking about. It's going to pay off, and you're very tired and weary from this process. So it's okay to take a breather, to step back and relax a little bit, to get your energy back, to sit in it for a minute, to just see everything that has happened. But you'll push just that little bit more. You'll get a little bit further to bring up that Capricorn energy. You have that determination to go just that little bit further, because it feels like like beginning of 2023 here, you're gonna come into a lot of amazing good energy because you've done so much already. You put in all this work. You put in the work, and it'll pay off, okay? That's what it feels like. That's promise. The starfish also reminds me of the star card in the tarot. We don't see it come out with our 4 cards at the top here, but the star is that wish fulfillment. The star is that wish come true, that you've been wishing on a star. So it is that process of your dreams coming true and achieving what you had set out to do. So it's like, it's literally right there. I wouldn't be surprised, like the next card I got would have been like the star card in the tarot, because we do see it come out right here with this kind of moon, night energy with our starfish and our crescent moon on the top of the Nine of Wands here. So you're so close, Capricorn. And it's going to be a difficult 2022 for you, but I can't think of anybody better than a Capricorn to handle all this energy, right? To handle everything that's coming your way. You'll be a lot better for it. There's going to be a lot that you'll learn through 2022 that'll make you a lot stronger, Capricorn. So please leave a comment down below, kind of letting me know how this energy feels for you each quarter. I'm kind of curious to see how it pans out for you. There is free will in all the situations, so remember that. So how you respond to the situations, what decisions you make will change up this energy slightly, for better, for worse. So just keep that in mind as you're moving through your year, Capricorn. But I wish you a blessed 2022. I'll give you some energy. You're going to need it. But I hope you have a good one. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.